Oops. There they are. Hello. Welcome to another installment of Mustang Monday. Razzle's on a hunger strike. She doesn't trust that she's not going to get a pill in her food. Struggling with my gloves right now. Among other things. Well, bear with. Bear with. Almost there. Okay. Alright, I got it. So we're going to do a little bit different Mustang Monday. So, there's Moker. Hi, Moker. Everyone else is just hanging out by the alleyway. And Razzle's in the ditch, not wanting to come and eat the hay that I brought them. So it's really windy. So I'm pretty sure if I go out here, no one can hear me. So I'm going to stay back here. And we're going to do some just peaceful, quiet stuff. Hi, Doreen. And it looks like Razzle's not going to eat her hay. Poor baby. So there's a, I guess, chewy little compound alfalfa flavored pergolide. So that might get her to do some eating. And I did bring some extra snacks for them, but I think Dazzle's just going to go eat Razzle's hay. We have Itchy McItcherson over there. So she's actually rubbing parts of her hair out. She doesn't normally do that in the wintertime, it's just in the summer. But she's getting patchy spots because her allergies are so bad. Oh well. And I found an allergy herbal product that's supposed to be very helpful. If anyone wants to kick to that, it's $41 and change a month, I think. Just let me know if somebody wants to take that on, or if you want to sponsor her. If Luck got a sponsor, we could just buy her own stuff. Granted, the sponsorships cover basic care, essentially. You can have that. Here comes Burrell. What about me? You can have a snack, because I love you. Here's Burrell. Hi, pretty girl. You can have a snack. And the whole town is an ice lick. Here's Scenic. I bet Scenic wants a snack too. We know Luck wants a snack, but see, this is what I'm talking about. She's like rubbing her hair right out. Poor baby. Does that itch? Yes, it does. Yes, it does itch. You're a good girl. She really is a good girl. Okay, retreat. We'll just watch Felicity. So anyway, yeah, it's really awful out. So we won't be very long, I guess. I'll just throw some more food for them. See if Scenic wants a snack. She's been wanting butt rubs lately, so that's pretty cool. She's the oldest. And the least wild, right? Are you the least wild? Do you want a snack? Snickers, Timmy. I love it. Give me another snack. So she's just starting to figure out that scratches feel good. Oh, you almost let me scratch your face. That was good. I can't reach you now. There you go. See your pretty face. She's gonna punch me. Yep. You don't get a snack for being so aggressive. Hi, good girl. Hi. Touch. Good. So the trick is for her is you have to give her the good word before she gets really, really pushy. She's a good girl. Do you want some more? Come over to this bucket. There you go, good girl. -13 in Conifer. Nice. Yeah, I've been looking at the traffic cameras and pictures on Facebook that people are posting, and you can't see anything over Hoosier Pass. And people are still driving it. Because you gotta do what you gotta do. Hey, good girl. Can I touch you on this side? Look at your mane. Still eating everybody's hay. I'm gonna go back in here. See, look at her. Look at her. Look at her. She's gonna knock the barn down. Yeah, the wind is terrible. It makes it so I can't talk. So that still happens. But I lose my voice when it's windy. Hey, good girl. Yep. -2 and snowing in Fort Collins. Yeah, it's trying to snow. There's like a couple flakes floating around, but nothing to speak of really. But they keep telling us we're gonna get 10 to 18 inches. I don't know. I don't know about that. Look at you. Why don't you come over here? Okay, well, because you keep putting food in my bucket, so why should I go to you? They've actually been using their shed a lot more. Felicity, touch. Hey, touch. What? Blowing out of my hand. You touch again? Come closer. Good. Oh, those ones I just dropped. You can do another step? Come here. Good. You're so smart. Such a good girl. So she's doing better. Aren't you? Aren't you, pretty girl? Make it easy. Good. Come a little closer. Yeah, so last winter they barely came in the shelter at all. But now they all three stand in here. One more step. No? Good. You touched me, you get a snack. There you go. Still itching. Yeah. My snow is missing, for sure. You're so cute. Good. There you go. Yeah, it's funny how the weather here is different from in town. Because there's like a line you can drive through. It'll be raining on one side and not on the other. Or blizzarding on one side, not on the other. It's pretty cool. Pretty weird. Thanks, mountains, for being strange. Good girl. Can I pet you again? Good. Oh, you missed some. That doesn't ever happen. Good girly. Can't get the snot out of your eyes? Almost. I can almost get the snot out of your eyes. Try again. Oh, try again. Oh, calming signal. Telling me to calm down. Too pushy. Too pushy. I don't want my eyes touched. It's okay. You don't have to. Right away. She generally likes her forehead rubbed, which is kind of weird. Good girl. But won't for long because I keep doing that to her. There you go. Good girlie. Such a good girl. What are the other two monkeys doing? What's your mother doing? She has left. She has finished the hay and has left the area. Good girl. There you go. So this is a risk because I have her pinned between me and the building. She seems to be okay with it. So we're just going to keep scratching her. Because she likes to have her bum rubbed also. Right? You're dirty. You're a dirty girl. It smells like straw. What? So my straw experiment is going very well, actually. Same temperature in Chicago and windy, but at least we don't have any sun. Well, it's over there. So not much sun. Come closer. Come closer. Good girl. You're so smart. You're so smart. Good job. What a good job. Touch. Good. Everything went black. Uh-oh. Usually when that happens, it's because our reception went out. But it tells me, generally speaking, it tells me where we're not going to have reception. You're a mess. Did I ever tell you that? It's true. So, if you haven't heard my straw experiment, I read an article that suggested feeding straw is a good alternative to having obese horses. So, our horses are all overweight. You might not realize. She's very fat. As are you. You're also fat. So I've been cutting down their hay, and I have it cut down enough that I have anxiety about them going overnight without enough to eat to keep them warm, because winter. So the straw is a source of fiber. Whoops, that was a scary sound. Why do you make scary sounds? Good girl. So it's a good source of fiber if it's quality straw. And then I can have it out 24/7, so they can chew on it when they're cold or when they're bored. So it meets their needs to have something to do, have something to eat, keeps their bellies working when they, in between hay feedings. So it's cheaper. It's saving us money. And money is tight right now, in case you are not aware. Money is very tight. So we can get the straw for $7 a bale. The ladies seem to go through it quite quickly. So we put a bale out Friday evening, and it was all gone Saturday afternoon. And granted, some of it probably blew away because the wind was atrocious. But yeah, it keeps them busy, but it's not got a lot of nutrition in it, so it's not going to make them any fatter, theoretically speaking. But horses are supposed to be eating 27 hours a day. No, 18 hours a day, they're foraging for food. So it's really bad for them to go long periods of time between meals because their stomachs are always producing acid. And if there's acid in the stomach but no food, you have a recipe for ulcers. And then if you add to that early weaning, like we do in the domestic world, wild horses tend to stay with their mothers until they're around a year old. Until they're 2 years old. And they slow down the nursing around a year. But they still do often nurse for comfort when they're older. So that gives their digestive systems time to develop properly. So weaning early causes a lot of stress, and they're not really ready to be off milk completely at 5-6 months when a lot of domestic horses are weaned. So straw fixes a lot of issues, right? Because I grew up my whole life being told, don't feed straw, don't let them eat straw. But now new studies are showing that you should give your horse a straw. Look at you being all sweet and friendly. You are sweet and friendly. I know you are. Do you want your neck scratched? Is that better for you? You're so sweet. You're such a good girl. Good girl. Good girl. These other two are out eating straw. Yeah, you know this stuff's better, huh? So, I don't know. I think it's too windy to do anything serious for training-wise. But if anybody has questions, now is a great time to ask them. I know a lot of strange things. I feel like you might need your teeth done. What do you think? Can I feel your face? Can I feel your face? Better if I felt your face with my bare hand. Oh, yeah, I had some bad news this morning, so I'm not my best. But it'll be okay. I might have to skip town for a week or so pretty soon. My best friend's daughter died last night, so I'm struggling. See, Karen, you ask me how I'm doing, and then I get all sad because I'm sad. Good girl. Thanks. Don't do that. You're not getting any. Look how fat you are. Look at how fat you are. You're adorable, and I love you. It's very sad news. So, anyway, I might have a funeral to go to. She's not really able to talk about it right now. So I asked her when she wants me to come. I know for me, I would prefer like day of or day before and more time after, because a lot of people are there on the lead up, and then when the funeral's done, your support is done. So I'm waiting to see if she'd rather have me there before, during, or after, or what. So we'll see what happens. No, thank you. It stinks. So let's talk about the horses. Get my act back together here. Good girl. Do you want a more snack? Is that what you want? You want more snacks? I'll give you more snacks. 'Cause I love you. She's watching. She was pawing. And she's watching. Felicity is watching that and moving away. She's going to make the noise, and it's going to be scary. The plan is for Felicity to be happy and healthy for the rest of her days. She is, when did we get her? 21. She's going to be 10. Oh, she just had a birthday. I forgot your birthday. I'm so sorry. She was born between Christmas and New Year's. When? Have you just turned 10? So in 21, she was 9. Seven. She was 7. Sorry, she's 9 and 23, so she turned 10 between Christmas and New Year's. Yeah, so, we just let the horses decide. If they don't want to do the job that we pick for them, we find them another job. So if Felicity's job is to be beautiful, then that's what she'll do. So we'll give them as much training as we can and they're willing to do. And if she doesn't feel comfortable being ridden, she doesn't have to be, which is the joy of having a sanctuary. Karen says happy birthday. You're getting to be a big girl, a short big girl. So yeah, love to be able to ride her, but if that's not her thing, then we don't do that. Because they still, all three of them will freak out if we ride by them. They all panic. They just think that's the craziest thing they've ever seen. And I'm pretty sure they think that we're abusing the horses. So, like, the boys pretty quickly calm down, and they only really get excited if we ride right directly past, like, right next to their pen. But seeing us on the horses in the arena or around the yard, they don't really care. But these three will gallop around and snort and carry on anytime they see people riding horses. It's really interesting. Scenic doesn't care. I've ridden right past her and she's like, cool, whatever. But these three are little nut jobs, aren't you? You little nutty. Yeah, they're so funny what bothers them and what doesn't, Can I scratch you again? I'll come over on this side. Can I pick up your foot? Dazzle and Razzle are creeping back in again. It's funny that they chose to stand there. Can I have your foot? Good. Hey, Sue says happy birthday too. You're a popular girl. I haven't had as much time to work with her as I'd like. We've had some staffing issues. So we have one of my helpers that feeds a couple nights a week. She lives way out in the boondocks. And she couldn't get here last week. So I picked up extra shifts doing basic care. So it really does take a toll on my time management when I have to spend extra time just doing feeding and cleaning. So, and the weather. It's hard to do training if it's windy because the horses are all anxious about it anyway, especially the wild horses. I think the horses that grew up here in South Park are like, it's windy, whatever. It's how it is here. Kim says happy birthday too. You're so popular. You really are. Look at her beautiful face. She's just so beautiful. Good girl. And all the colors on her mane. She's eating all of my snacks. There you go. There you go. Doreen says happy birthday. You're a popular girl today. I'm only like 2.5 weeks late for your birthday. Sorry. So sorry. Today's actually was my dad's birthday also. And my pseudo niece's death day. And it's interesting, that friend who lost her daughter, her son was born on my mother's birthday. And now her daughter died on my dad's birthday. And they adopted her on my birthday. So we all think Trudy was supposed to be in my family. She's so gorgeous. You're so pretty. With your stripy legs. And your pretty markings. And the dark around your eyes. So her daughter and granddaughter both got the eyeliner around the eyes. It's more pronounced because they're both lighter colored. But it's pretty cool. Her daughter and granddaughter are also very pretty. Huh. I haven't heard any updates on Ember or oh my god, what's her name? Flickr in a minute. I should call them and find out how they're doing. So I try not to bother people, but I watched Facebook pages for updates and I haven't seen updates on either of them for quite a while. But I'm sure if something bad happened, they'd tell me. Let's see. I'm running out of snacks in my big pocket. Here you go. At this point, I feel like I'm going to be more likely to sit on her. Help for tomorrow night. I do have help for tomorrow. I hope. So far. I know last time I got notified kind of early about it. Good girl. Scratch your bum? Hey, Moker. He's like, why don't I get snacks? Where you going? Oh, is this where you want to be scratched? Is that the spot? Is that the spot? You're so cute. Yeah, we have a board meeting tomorrow. Our board meetings are open if anybody wants to attend. We usually do a Zoom. We try to be transparent about who we are and what we do. So if anybody's interested in the board meetings, let me know. I'll send you a link. I would need your email. Look, I made a mess. Hi, pretty girl. Good. Look at you. Being all brave. Look at her being all patient. It's not her best skill. This one is not patient at all. This is the one that was poking her head in the door the other night when I was trying to get their food ready. What am I sorry about? I think probably my best friend's daughter died last night. So yeah, it's very sad. Colorado's against horse slaughter. I am against horse slaughter. I mean, there's a time and a place for it. So there's a lot of times where it's easier for people to get a couple $100s to take their old horse to a kill pen, but only if there's humane slaughter in place. Like cattle, the cattle industry is super regulated about how to humanely slaughter a cow. And horses, especially since we don't slaughter horses here anymore, they get shipped to Canada and Mexico. And there aren't regulations like that there. Maybe there are in Canada, but most of the horses, especially here in Colorado, go south to Mexico. Thanks, Lori. It's, yeah. Even if you are prepared for it, you're not. You're really not. So, yeah. There's a lot of suffering that happens on the way to kill pens and on the way out of kill pens that could be avoided. She came from the Sandwash Basin. There's really not a lot of Spanish blood. They've done some DNA tests, and those are available, I think, on the SWAT website, either SWAT or Wild Horse Warriors, now that I stopped to think of it. But you can look Sandwash Basin horses DNA, and I think it'll Google up. So many issues today. Yeah, it's windy. That screws everything up. But yeah, they're across the board, and there's a lot of really ancient breeds in these horses from Sandwash Basin. There's like Galiceño pony in there, I think. And yeah, there's like 20 or 30 different breeds that are DNA tested in the Sandwash Basin herd. But Kazakh horse and Akhal-Teke horse is in there. Those are two of the oldest breeds of horses in the world. But there's also like draft horse breeds. What else? Yeah, I can't think of it right now. But yeah, it's really easy to find if you Google Sandwash Basin wild horse DNA testing. And they have charts. So they have lists and charts that you can look up. And they've collected hair from dead animals. And from, if they, like a volunteer sees a horse rubbing hair out, if they can collect it right away and there's follicles attached, they can send that in for DNA. It's pretty interesting. Right? Are you interesting? So, and I also don't know how accurate the testing is either. There's been some issues with like dog breed testing, and I don't know. I know they can test parentage if you have samples for parents. 'Cause I remember back in the day, hi Glenda, when they were switching the Jockey Club database over, I had to pull hair out of 70 odd horses to submit it. It was awful. It took days. My hands were bloody. It was awful. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. What else? You're so pretty. So Sharon, can I assume you're new here? Because you might know, or you might not know, that this... Oh, there's a sandwich basin. Aw. She's lovely, isn't she? I'm sorry about Daisy. Loss is hard. You know, grief stinks. And they're finally starting to accept that loss of an animal is as impactful as loss of a family member or a friend. Because, you know, they are our families, right? She has a very sweet face. I adore her. So, since you're new, this sweet, beautiful girl is Felicity. She is one of the painted ladies. So, it's a herd of, it's a matrilineal line that's always been together in the wild. So, Felicity is the daughter of the horse in the alleyway in the back. So, the one that's farthest away from us, that's Dazzle. And the one that's closer, that's in the ditch, she's not really that short, that is Razzle, and she is Dazzle's daughter. And then, over here, this scruffy faced horse is Scenic, and she is Razzle's grandmother. So these three were trapped together. They were in a bait and trap roundup, not a helicopter roundup, in January of 21. And we adopted them in June of 21 to keep them together. That was our sole purpose, was just to keep this family together. Because at the time she was 7, 12 and 15, and they had never been apart. So we were concerned that since she was so young and pretty, she would get adopted to a nice home, and then the other two would be sent to long-term holding because they're pretty elderly. So we got those two for $25 each. And then in September of 21, look at her, she's so cute. They did a helicopter roundup and caught her. So then we started gathering funds to adopt her as well, to bring them together. And it turns out that she has completely disrupted this herd. So we kicked her out with the rest of the herd. She's much happier there. And this one is much happier. Like, she's super pushy, and she's like the spoiled baby of the family, and everybody leaves her alone because she's got 2 mamas protecting her. And she would kick her grandmother off of all of her food, and Razzle would be like, okay, you can have it, baby. It's yours. And then we put her in here, and she was running her off of her food. And Razzle, who never says boo to anyone, told her no. And she's the pushiest horse we have, aren't you? You're so pushy. And our meekest horse was chasing her around. And both Dazzle and Felicity were afraid of her. So it was really interesting because she would come back to join their herd. Scenic, would come back to join their herd for a year or two, and then she would go and join another herd, and then she'd come back, and then she'd join another herd, and they just happened to be apart when they were gathered, which is probably good, because I don't know if we had the resources to get all 4 of them at once. I don't know if we have the resources now. But yeah, so she's in her 20s. I love you so much. She's in her 20s. And she's actually getting along with the big horse reasonably well. And she integrated into the main herd quite quickly. So she'd already let herself out a couple of times. I was trying to turn her out in the pasture with Moker, and she'd just walk through. I'm like, how did you get here? So we decided just to let her go. She was breaking out of this pasture and through Mokers or whatever. I don't even know how she got out sometimes. I think she wiggled through the fence lines. So we just honored that and let her stay out. This is Razzle's grandmother. Razzle's mother is Vogue, and she died on the range. I don't remember when. So the BLM aged her at 20, but she's got to be older than that because she's had a foal before Razzle. So she would have been like a short yearling when she had her first baby, if that were accurate. So, and once they get past, I think, 12 or 13, it's really hard to tell their ages, right? You know, if you stand like that, you can't see that giant scar on your nose, which appeals to me. Can you hear her? Can you hear her? She's got such a nice voice. Yeah, she's like the tamest Mustang we have. Braille's pretty tame, but she's also 4. So, and she still has her issues. But this one is so much in my business all the time. It's funny. Running out of snacks. You know what that means. We're going to have to end pretty soon. So yeah, thank you. I'm like really grateful to have them here. They're just, I don't know what to call it. Because yeah, I've worked with horses my whole life, and I've never had Mustangs. I've actively avoided the Mustang situation. But I figured when I moved to Colorado, let's go see the wild horses. And it was one of the best trips I've ever taken. It was to Sandwash Basin. And I didn't see these ladies, but there's a lot of resources. There's SWAT, follows the horses and tracks births and deaths and which herd is which horses form a band and which don't, and most likely stallions when foals are born. So that's pretty cool. And these horses have quite a reputation because it's so unusual for them to stay together like they have. And we couldn't just not do something about it when they were rounded up. And it's worked out, mostly. Mostly it's worked out. Kind of love them. I do. I love you very much. There's actually a lot of people all over the world that love you. So, we posted a live video. I was sick as a dog. And when the adoption event happened, I was so sick. And we did a live video when we unloaded from the trailer, and it's been seen like over 400,000 times, and people all over the world have liked and shared it. It's pretty cool. Please don't stop doing what we do. I hope not. I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen when I die. So I'm trying to get an intern to start training with me. So hopefully that's going to work out. Because I'm not a spring chicken. I'm not old, but I feel old. Right? So anyway, yeah, welcome back if you've been away, and welcome if you're new here. Yeah, please do. Thought I'd just scroll back a ways to see that video, but I post a Monday video almost every Monday. I took a break over the holidays, and every once in a while I have technical difficulties or something. So somebody set up to do it for me, and I had them on an admin, and they were on the wrong app and couldn't make it work. And I'm like, oh my God, so sorry. So yeah, I try to do a training video every Monday, but every once in a while I have a death in the family and I'm not feeling up to training, and we do something like this. And yeah, I'm always happy to answer questions, so feel free to comment with any questions you might have. And tune back in on Monday at 12:30. And once the time changes, we'll switch back to 5:30. I think more people can attend later in the day than at 12:30. 12:30 our time, Colorado. Right? You're so pretty. Even with your grumpy face on. There's your pretty face. Yeah. So, if you haven't seen it, if you're not on our mailing list, we try to send out a hard copy newsletter 4 times a year. I'm not very good at it, so if you get it twice, I'm really pleased with myself. So if you want to be on our mailing list, you can sign up through our website, themiddlewaysanctuary.org, or you can private message me and I'll add it to the list, or I'll have our treasurer add it to the list. She's in charge of the list. What else? We are accepting sponsorships of the horses. We have sponsorship packages. I'll post that later so you can see what you get in exchange for sponsoring. It's expensive to run this place. Shocking, I know. And if anybody wants to help Luck, it's $41 and change for her allergy stuff that I haven't tried yet. But they have a 100-day money-back guarantee, so I think it's worth the risk. And that would be something you could sponsor her for. What else? Do you want to see the other horses while I'm just standing here? Moker has been peeking around the corner, but he's gotten bored with us. Oh, there he is. He's 30. He'll be 31 this year. So he has a special diet, and he's doing really well. And I hate to have him by himself, but he can talk to other horses over the fences. And he's fabulous. He's such a good boy. We have 2 Icelandic horses. Her name is actually Luch, but I lost the argument when we got her. Scenic, Felicity, in the alleyway, Razzle, and her daughter Dazzle. Oh, hello, are you following me? I have more snacks that you may have. There you go. We use completely positive reinforcement training with all of our Mustangs. We're blending positive reinforcement with negative reinforcement with the school horses, because that's what they were trained with initially. So it's confusing to just quit cold turkey. Oh, you're having a potty? Good girl. So that's Sen. That's actually my horse, and we're hoping to integrate her into the riding program because she's a giant. I haven't measured her in a while. I measured her this spring, and she was just a hair over 16.2, and she has continued growing even though she's 7. It's a little frightening. I don't know if she's ever going to stop growing. And she's also a tank. She's very wide as well as tall. And then behind her is Burrell. She's our last sand wash horse. She's the 4-year-old. Stop chewing on my stuff. Thank you. To the left of her is Ranger. He's a red roan. He's a great quarter horse that was donated to us because he had some soundness issues, but he's a really good boy. And he's been a lot sounder here, which is why his owner wanted to rehome him. So he has slipping patella and caudal heel pain. So he has pain in his front feet. They couldn't really figure out exactly why. So he's on some medication for both of those things. But both of those things are terribly exacerbated by hilly, rocky pastures. And they lived on a mountainside with a lot of rocks. So aside from our man-made ditch here, we're relatively flat. So he's done really, really well here, and he's a really good school horse. He's good to our kids, and that's very important. Oh, another potty. Good job. So Pooper over here is our Devil's Garden Mustang. He belongs to a boarder. He owns him in the Palomino that you can't see except his ears behind Lita. So the Palomino is used in our school program, and his owner continues to pay most, if not all, of his expenses, as well as helping me with chores and building things and all kind of picking stuff up. He does the hay runs 99% of the time for me. And then Lita just turned her butt to us more. She's a grade, no, she's not, I'm lying. She's a registered paint mare. And she's a good girl. She's straight positive reinforcement because she was also started with negative reinforcement, but it was done very badly. So anytime you put any pressure on her, she just completely shuts down, and you can't do anything with her. She just stands there with her head down, and it's heartbreaking. So we only use positive reinforcement with her, and it's made a huge difference for her as well. So that's nice. And then we actually do have, I might as well walk over there and show y'all. We do have 2 more sandwash horses, but they're fosters. Oh, and my hand is stuck in my pocket. There you go. So we partner with an organization in North Carolina called Man with a Horse. And my friend that runs that is a Marine Corps veteran. And he and I do a lot of work together to support veterans. He helps co-facilitate and organize our, hold on, got it. Co-facilitate and organize our annual veterans program. We have a retreat that we do every early August, and we never charge veterans for services. So he's been a really huge help with that. And his last name is LaRue, like the street in French. And then in the September of 21 roundup, this butt right here was one of the horses gathered, and his name is LaRue, like the sauce. Hi, buddy. Hi, good boy. So he was actually born in Palomino. That was really interesting. He gets grayer and grayer every year. And then this is his half-brother, Caesar. So, and C. Jake, we have 3 Jakes. So the North Carolina Jake is NC Jake. He owns these two, and we just take care of them until they're ready to go to their new home. Oh, you haven't? They're doing good. He's still super, super shy, but Caesar is all up in our business now, so you can pet him all over. I had to shut up the horse trailer because all the wind and the sun and the snow was debilitating the interior of it, so I just open it when we're going to do training. But yeah, they're doing really well. And they're also benefiting from the straw because they're both very fat. And you're looking better, huh, buddy? Hi. Hi. Love you. They do look good. Very pleased with them. Very pleased. It's never the horse's fault. Yeah, if something goes wrong, it's my fault. Always. 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 But they've been really good. Haven't you? See, he's still shy. I don't have anything. I'm lying. I totally have stuff in my pocket that I could give you. It's just hard to get out now. Whoops. Actually, I have actual horse cookies in a pocket here. Can you see? I have a big low power battery warning blocking my frame. Larue, do you know your name?